How's it going, everybody? This is Ahmed from mkdir. Today in this video we're going to be going over some basic navigation commands on Linux. So as you can see, I have a virtual machine up and running. This is an Ubuntu Live server, but we're going to actually using my local machine terminal, and we're just going to be connecting through SSH to this server machine. Now we're ready to go. So the first command we're gonna be demonstrating is pwd, which stands for print working directory. It just prints the directory in which this shell or terminal is at, like where it's open at. So we're right now at /home/Ahmed. So actually, to print the content of any directory, we can use the ls command. As you can see, it didn't print anything. Well, this is not because the file is or the folder is empty. Maybe there are some hidden files, because the ls command by default does not show hidden files, but to show them we can specify the a flag. And as you can see, I have some files and folders. The one marked in blue is actually folders. So actually I'm gonna show now the long format of this ls command, which is actually more explains data about these files and folders. So as you can see, it printed a lot of stuff, but we'll just break it down. So the first part we here have, it's called permissions. We're going to be discussing actually permissions and how to manipulate them in other video. Here we have something called hard links. We're going to also be discussing hard links at another video because it has a specific topic for that one. And now we have the user, or not the user, actually the owner of this file, and the group owner. We're going to be also going over these ownerships and groups and users at a specific video. Here is the byte size of this folder, and here when was this file last modified. So as you can see, it's probably close, the dates are close to each other because I've created the machine like a couple of days ago. So now to change actually our directory to go another one, for example, we have here cache and SSH folders. So I want to get inside to this .ssh, change my working directory. So for this we can use cd.ssh command, and now we have we've changed our working directory to SSH. So if we print it, we're now at /home/ahmed.ssh. So actually, to go back, we have to use these two dots. As you can see, they already existed right here. The two dots point to that one directory above, like the parent directory. So the parent directory of .ssh, it's Ahmed. So once I press this command, we go back to Ahmed. So this is it. And the cd dot command, this dot that has been specified with the ls-al command, it points to the current directory. So if I hit this, we don't go anywhere. And even if I was, for example, in SSH directory and hit cd without passing any directories in which I want to go, we go back to the home directory, because by default the cd, if you don't specify the directory, it's takes you back to the home directory of this user. So now we're gonna go over to the next command, which is touch. Touch is a very simple command. It only does one thing, which is create a new file. All you have to do is just specify the file name. Well, you don't have to specify extension for the file type. Just can hit enter and the file will be created. Now we have a new file created, and to create a new directory we use the mkdir command, which stands for make directory. So here we have just to specify the name of this directory. I'm gonna we can create multiple directories at the same time, so I'm gonna be creating two directories, folder 1 and folder 2. Hit enter. Now we have one file and two folders. By the way, we can also create nested directories. For example, folder 1, folder folder 2, folder 3, using the this actually I was gonna be talking about now. As you can see, we already have folder 1 and we want to create folder 3, but actually folder 2 is missing. We don't have folder 2, we don't have folder 2 nested in folder 1, because these two folders, folder 1 and folder 2, are on the same directory, but we don't have a folder 2 inside folder 1. To actually create subdirectories or parent directories, if they don't exist with the mkdir command, we specify the p flag, and now it gets created. So if we use the ls command, we can also here pass the path. So so it's folder 1, See, the autocomplete actually already sees these folders inside. So I have folder 1, which has already folder 2, and the content of folder 2 is actually folder 3. So now our next command, like just let's pull this all up, and now our next command is gonna be copy. So copy is like a basic copy, just copy a file or a folder. So I'm gonna be copying that file for the file to another directory. It was in the home one, so I'm gonna move it to for example like folder 2, hit enter. Now well, it's actually it's a copy, so file didn't move, it was just a copy. So now if we check the folder 2, it has already file there. So what if we want actually to copy a whole directory? We can actually do this using the cp-r command, which is a flag R. It stands for recursive. With this, I can actually move the folder 1 directory to the folder 2 directory. Now if we print, we've copied the whole content from folder 1 to inside folder 2. We can check this now using the ls command, and as you can see now, it like the ls the folder 2 has a folder 1 inside of it. We can also print the content of a folder by specifying the R flag, which stands also for recursive. So if I now hit folder 2, as you can see, folder 2 has two things inside, file 1 and folder 1, and folder 1 has folder 2 inside of it, and like so on, like folder 2 has folder 3 inside of it. So now I've specified how we can copy files. By the way, the copy command can take more than one parameter, and the last one is going to be the directory in which we're copying to. The rest are going to be the files that we're going to be copying. So to copy more than one file, here just instead of folder 1, you can add like files and folders as you like, and at the end just put the directory in which you want to copy all this. Actually copying a directory without an R flag throws an error, because by default CP it just copy files. So now we're going to be moving on to move command, which actually moves a file, so it's actually like a cut. So now we have like file which is in the parent directory. I'm gonna be moving it to like folder 3. I believe we have this folder, right? Yep. Oh well, the CD there, like folder. Well actually we're gonna have a folder 3 directory. So when I move the file to the dot folder, like the / folder 3, it actually created a new file with the name folder 3. This actually, instead of explaining how to move a file, I explained how to rename a file. This is actually how it's done. To rename a file, you just use the mv command. You hit the file, like you write the file name or the file path, and you just at the end you just specify the other new name. So actually here we didn't actually move the file, but we renamed it. To move one, like now we have, it's called folder 3. I'm gonna be moving it to folder 1, for example. Now if you ls, it's not there anymore. It's at folder 1. So yeah, as you can see, let me just change the name of this folder 3 because it's kind of annoying. Folder 3. I'm gonna move it. I'm just gonna move it back to the home directory with the name file. Yeah, like this. So this was the mv command. Now we have demonstrated how we can create a file, how to create a folder, how to move a file, or how to move a folder, and how to copy and file and folder. So the next thing now is going to be how to delete them. To delete a file, we use the rm command and we specify the file name. So we already have the file. So when I hit enter, like it's deleted now, and remove dir. It's like mkdir, but it removes. So I can specify, for example, folder 2 to remove it. But as you can see, it throws an error because folder 2 is actually not empty. By default, the remove dir commands does not remove any folder. If it has a content inside, it should be empty. So if you want to delete a file, delete a folder with all the content inside of it, you have to use the rm command with with r flag, which also stands for recursive. So it's gonna be delete the folder 2 folder and all the content inside of it. So when I hit enter, the folder is vanished, like it got deleted. And in the case, let me now demonstrate how this rmdir works. So let's create folder temp, and now the rmdir command should work because this directory is empty. So now it got deleted. So this was actually all for this video. So thank you for watching and see you on the next one.